Jeph, are you lobbying the network for another season?
Like you can't believe.
I mean, tell me a little bit
look,
about
we
that
are. You've heard the phrase. We are cautiously optimistic.
Yes. And I do this a lot.
Certainly from a creative place. I think everyone can agree that the show's never been stronger. The cast has never been closer. It's to do 100 episodes of anything and not have everyone go at the end of the day, yeah, see you tomorrow, maybe.
Hope not.
This group is there for each other in every way imaginable. Their willingness to work out each other's schedules, to hanging out together on the weekends. I mean, it's just, I've said it before, this is a show that it was about the creation of a family, and in doing so, we created a family. And so we're just incredibly proud of everybody that's involved.
Yeah. And that includes everyone, not just the cast or the writers. I mean, our crew, we've watched their kids be born or, grown up or going off to college. It's amazing what happens in 5 years. And it's quite a blessing, and I think the writers and there's a lot more stories to be told with these characters. So fingers crossed.
What do you think about being on Fridays? I mean, I think you first hear that and you could be kind of skeptical. It seems like it's been a really good home for the show. It seems like
this is a show that has survived as many time slots as you could possibly. I think every season was in a different time slot.
Yes.
And what happened was that I think the audience became very comfortable with, as long as it's on, we're there. And one of the things that we were absolutely aware of was when we moved to 10 o'clock, that a lot of the families that watched the show would then DVR the show and then watch it later. And what happened by moving to Friday nights was now they can watch the show, and or it rolls right into the weekend. And what we've seen much more than any other year is, this word that you have to be in the television ratings business to understand, which is the L+3 or the L+7, which is people who watch the show after it initially airs. Our numbers double, triple. The last episode that we had was up 140% from the first airing. So that's a lot of people that are watching the show, not necessarily on Friday night. So that's the way people watch television. So, and the best part about it is how understanding ABC has been about that, and how much they've rewarded us in that way.
Right. And I can always tell, not dealing with ratings is just going out, going to a grocery store, going, to an event. I mean, not an event, but just, something that is not related to the work world, but to just normal life world. And the amount of people that always, recognize me, it's a testament to how many fans we have out there.
How does it make you feel that there are young fans who might look to May the same way that they would look up to, like, Spider-Man or, the Scarlet Witch or, somebody major from the movies?
It's a great feeling. I mean, to be a strong female role model, not just for girls but for boys as well, to look up to a woman and respect that woman as an equal. I think, especially in this climate, it's a wonderful character for me to be able to have the opportunity to portray, and I love it. I mean, I love seeing how many young girls are empowered by Agent May.
But I also think that's one of the real testaments of this show, and I don't think the show gets enough credit for it, which is, given the amount of time that people are talking about strong female characters, diversity in the show, and the number of shows that are now being created in order to do better in that world. This is a show that was doing it 5 years ago. This is a show that, when you look at our cast, has always been a way of looking at the world. And I think that's a testament to the creators of the show, who said from the very beginning that they wanted Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to reflect the world outside and not just reflect the world of television, and have done it brilliantly.
What do you think has contributed to that? Like you said, the show's at its most creative. What do you think has contributed to that 5 years in, finding this great leap upwards in creativity and just continuing to grow stronger?
I point the fingers right at the top, and that is, Jed and Marissa and Jeph and the writers just have an innate need to make it better. It's how that writer's room is run. If the story feels familiar, if they feel like they've made the same point again, every season we sit down at the very beginning and we talk about, okay, where are we going with these characters? Where are we going with the storyline? How do we best tell this story in a way that we haven't seen before, both visually and emotionally?
And I've been on a lot of shows where there's this thing called like their Bible, where they follow a certain arc into the future if they're granted more seasons and stuff. And I think for this show especially, I feel like the writers are so in tune with some of what the fans want, because they're so rabid, and the many things that they want to incorporate into the current headlines or issues that's very much based on the humanity of these characters and what their struggles are, and making it like a universal theme. And for me, I feel like that's what's transcended over the years, is this development of these characters being able to relate more with their own growth and their own development and their relationship with each other, and the love that they, and the hate. There's always been love and hate in